Gentlemen, for you today I have 21 Dior La Collection Privée Private Blend Fragrances, which I'm going to go in depth with, rank, and lastly give them a rating. I'm going to try and make this video as fast as possible while still going in depth with the fragrances but not bore you guys to death. Let's not waste any more time and let's begin. I'm going to start with 4 fragrances which all have a rating of 7.8 out of 10 men's improvement rating. It's going to be La Colle Noire, Sakura, Rose Kabuki, and Lucky. La Colle Noire is going to be a fresh, floral, fruity scent which is going to be more feminine leaning but still very unisex, awesome to wear in the spring and summer. It has a very floral forward, fruity, fresh but still sweet opening to it, which eventually dries off to still maintaining that, but with the honey and oud in the base. It's going to get a slightly sticky, sweet, smooth dry down to it, and this fragrance lasts around 7 to 9 hours on my skin. Lucky, on the other hand, is going to be a soapy, fresh, inoffensive skin scent type of fragrance. Lasts 7 to 9 hours on my skin and has a soapy, slightly powdery, clean linen / clean skin feel to it. Awesome fragrance if you want to smell fresh and clean. This is going to have no projection whatsoever, but it's going to be super delightful, fresh and clean to wear. The third fragrance is going to be Sakura, and Sakura is Japanese cherry blossom. This fragrance starts off very floral forward, but it's going to be combined with some green notes as well, which eventually dries off to being a white musk, fresh and clean floral scent, which is super nice to wear in the spring and summer. Around 6 to 7 hours of performance on my skin. Very unisex, inoffensive, fresh, clean and floral forward. Rose Kabuki. This is going to be a light, airy rose combined with a dewdrop accord, which feels very watery, easygoing, just a little bit green, and of course white musks in the base, which this is going to dry off to. Around 4 to 5 hours of performance with almost non-existent projection for the entire lifetime of the fragrance. Super easygoing, smooth, fresh, airy rose fragrance. Very nice, easygoing, light fragrance to wear in the spring and summer that feels unisex as well, which is going to focus on the fresh, clean rose accord. Gentlemen, this is me a day after recording all of the other reviews of all the other fragrances. I actually forgot to mention Eden-Roc, which is also a 7.8 out of 10. Eden-Roc is going to be a fresh, salty, mineralic type of fragrance, which is going to be more of a freshy that you can wear in the spring and summer. Whenever it gets to dry, it gets a slightly resinous and creamy feel coming from the labdanum dry down that it has. It's not particularly very strong with a performance of 5 to 6 hours and a very weak projection, but it's a nice scent to wear, especially in high heat, because it has some slightly airy, beachy feel to it. I like it. It's a nice scent to wear in the high heat. Going to the 7.9 out of 10 fragrances, I have Rouge, Trafalgar, and I have Holy Peony. This is going to be fresh, slightly sweet, floral, juicy fragrance, which is also going to have some fruity nuances to it as well. This has raspberry, strawberry, and cherry at the top, which is going to give it this very red berry juicy feel to it, and this, out of all of the other previously mentioned fragrances, has more oomph to it, has more power, has more lasting power. This lasts around 8 to 10 hours on my skin with a very decent moderate projection of almost a meter for around 2 hours or so, which eventually dries off to being a skin scent. This is amazing for women to wear, and I also like to wear it on a hot spring or summer day where I want something slightly more unisex leaning, which has a lot of red berries and some florals to it, which eventually dries off to being a slightly green, musky, fresh scent. From a 7.9 out of 10 to another is going to be Holy Peony. Holy Peony is going to also have some more power, slightly stronger than the other previously mentioned fragrances that are more feminine leaning, but this is going to be focused on the peony flower. This is going to be floral forward, very fresh, floral, slightly juicy as well, but this also lasts around 8 to 10 hours on my skin with the same projection and sillage as Rouge Trafalgar did on my skin. Delightful fragrance to wear if you want something more unisex, floral forward, something to wear in the spring and summer as well. And now my most favorite feminine leaning fragrance from the line, which is super unisex and has an 8 out of 10 men's improvement rating, is going to be Jasmin Jasmin is a fruity jasmine fragrance with slightly a gourmand blonde feel to it at the base because of the added vanilla and white musk. Jasmin Designs lasts 8 to 10 hours on my skin with moderate projection. This is of course unisex but more feminine leaning, but this is going to have apricot, peach and bergamot really supporting the jasmine, giving it a very airy but still very dense, compact jasmine scent to it. With the added vanilla at the base, it's going to smell almost creamy to the jasmine scent. It's such an awesome jasmine fragrance and really deserving of the 8 out of 10 minutes improvement rating. Moving up to 8.1 out of 10, it's the brand new 2023 release Dioriviera. Dioriviera is going to be a very simple fragrance. It's going to be green notes, fig and rose. This fragrance, as soon as you spray it on, is going to smell very fresh, clean and just a little bit green. Whenever this gets to dry, you get this slight greenness and juiciness coming from the fig, which gives it some contrast, slightly drifts it away from just being a fresh and clean fragrance, but giving it some edge, giving it some character to the fresh, clean, linen-like DNA that Francis Colle, which made this fragrance, is known for producing, and then adding the rose, giving it some roundness and giving it some fullness. This is unfortunately not going to be super strong, with a performance of 5 to 7 hours max on my skin with almost no projection at all, but it's such a delightful scent. Taking a huge leap from 8.1 all the way up to 8.7 out of 10 is going to be Bois d'Argent. This is going to be one of the more old school fragrances from the line. This is going to contain iris, myrrh, some floral notes and some musk as well. This feels and smells super resinous, and the iris in this fragrance is not going to be like you know from any other modern iris fragrance. This is going to be more dense, heavy and very resinous as well. This smells ultra masculine, dense, woody, but it's going to be so super old school and daring, bold, sophisticated and masculine. If you want something with a resinous, woody feel that is going to be very dense and possibly divisive but still have a very old school kick to it, Bois d'Argent might be something for you. Lasts around 8 to 10 hours. Super well made fragrance with a lot of quality and depth. Super old school masculine fragrance, which I can highly recommend Bois d'Argent. Going higher from 8.7 to 8.9 out of 10 is going to be Ambre Nuit. This is going to be amber and rose going into a very commercial type of scent. This is going to remind people of Yves Saint Laurent Tuxedo. This is going to be Dior's take on it. This is going to be a dense, heavy amber backed up with a light, airy, fresh rose. You're going to get a very complete, round, sophisticated and elegant fragrance. It's going to be a fragrance that is signature scent worthy. This is a compliment getter, easy to wear, which is unfortunately on my skin only going to last around 5 to 7 hours, even though it's very light on my skin. This is high quality stuff right here. Moving up even higher from an 8.9 to a 9.2 out of 10, going to be Dior Spice Blend. Spice Blend has some mild fresh spices combined with rum and some woody notes to really give it a very nice, spicy, fresh feel to it, with the very dense and heavy rum really giving it some complexity, some completion and overall a complement factor. The bay leaf and woody notes in the base, it gives off this very pleasant, spicy, boozy feel to it that is not only a compliment puller but a fragrance that you can wear all year round to any occasion. Also a signature scent worthy fragrance that is going to last around 8 to 10 hours on my skin. I'm going to pick up a bigger bottle at some point because this is such a pleasant, spicy fragrance with a boozy and woody touch to it. Moving up to 9.3 out of 10, I have Purple Oud. As I mentioned previously about this fragrance in a previous review in short form content, Purple Oud is going to be Dior's take on the westernized oud DNA that Tom Ford Oud Wood has. This is going to have oud, saffron, pink pepper and orange. The orange really comes through combined with the oud almost giving it a chocolate orange feel combined with the saffron and pink pepper, giving it some airiness, some slight spiciness, and also some freshness as well to really make this a very wearable oud. I love purple oud and it's going to last 8 to 10 hours on my skin. Easy to wear, easy going, but still very characteristic oud fragrance. I love purple oud. Moving up to 9.5 out of 10, it's going to be Gris Dior. I have a very limited edition bottle that is going to be from the new look bottle design. The smell is going to be the same, but just another bottle design. This is going to be a fresh rose fragrance that gives off a very foggy, almost a rainy type of feel to it. Whenever you go outside and you get a smell of the nature giving you a warning that it's going to rain, this is almost what Gris Dior smells like, with a twist of bergamot and rose that really gives it a roundness, a fullness that really gives off this foggy, almost rainy day type of scent to it. Signature scent worthy as well, can be worn all year round. 10 to 12 hours of performance, great projection and sillage, and it's one of my personal favorites to wear if I don't know what fragrance I want to wear. This is a safe blind buy if you like rose fragrances and you want a fresh rose. I love Gris Dior. Moving slightly higher to a 9.6 out of 10 is going to be Oud Rosewood. This is going to be a very wood forward fragrance with sandalwood, oud and rosewood, really giving it a woody, slightly a pinch of rose type of smell with a quince top note, which is very rare to see nowadays, which gives it a slight juiciness combined with the raspberry, giving it a slightly even woodier but still a very fresh fruitiness to it. An amazing fragrance. 10 to 12 hours of performance and decent projection. Very good fragrance. Deserves a 9.6 out of 10 because it is super delightful, but there are even better fragrances coming up. Nearing us, the 10 out of 10 category is going to be Leather Oud with a 9.8 out of 10. This is now discontinued and I really understand why. This is a very divisive fragrance. This smells very similar in my opinion to the brand new Nasomato Sadonaso, which a lot of people have compared to being a very dirty, almost fecal fragrance. That's what I got from the start. But whenever my palate got slightly more developed, I understand that this is going to be a very dirty leather oud birch smoky fragrance. This is going to be very woody, leather forward. This is a very bass heavy, dirty, woody fragrance. So if you like the brand new Nasomato Sadonaso, I think you would love this fragrance as well. 12 plus hours of performance, very big projection with around 2 meters of projection. Personally, I think it's made for a very particular type of person which wants something of this kind, being very dirty, very animalic, leather oud type of scent. If you like the very strong, almost animalic, dirty, fecal oud type of fragrances, you would love this because this is exactly that. But I still love how it's made. It's very high quality, very potent, strong stuff. Dior Leather Oud. Coming to an end, I have 10 out of 10 fragrances from the line. I'm going to start with Vanilla Diorama. Vanilla Diorama is going to be a strong vanilla forward, powdery, boozy scent. This is one of, if not the best vanilla fragrance on the entire fragrance market period. I love this stuff and I stand by this stuff. I love Vanilla Diorama. This gives off 15 plus hours of performance with very strong projection and sillage, very high compliment factor, super wearable, strong, powdery, boozy vanilla fragrance. This is a must try right here. 10 out of 10 Vanilla Diorama. Oud Ispahan. This is going to be one of the very best rose and oud fragrances with a smoke note to it as well. This is primarily going to be a very dry oud with a very prominent, almost fresh but very spicy rose to it as well. 10 to 12 hours of performance, strong projection, high compliment factor. People love this stuff. I love Oud Ispahan. Strong, potent, one of the most high quality rose and oud fragrances out there. Give it a try if you haven't already. Next up is going to be Santal Noir. This is going to be a very soft yet very strong sandalwood fragrance. This is going to be very sandalwood forward with a slightly rosy nuance to it as well. If you like sandalwood that almost has a creamy, soft touch to it, but it's still going to be very strong, Santal Santal Noir is going to be something for you. 10 to 12 hours of performance on my skin, great projection, you can't go wrong with this stuff. Fève Délicieuse. Fève Délicieuse is one of the best tonka bean fragrances. This is going to smell very sugary, powdery, vanilla forward. This is going to smell like a very sugary, sweet cake. And this is going to last 12 plus hours. Heavy, strong projection. I love Fève Délicieuse. I've talked about it before in a video where I discussed if it's discontinued or not and how it smells, where I gave it a 10 out of 10. And I'm still standing by that opinion. Fève Délicieuse is a masterpiece. Very sweet, sugary cake-like fragrance. I love it. Last but certainly not least, another 10 out of 10 is going to be Tobacolor. This is going to be a very dense, heavy, ultra strong 12 plus hours, very strong projection performer that is going to have smoke, plum and honey as the most prominent notes. If you like something that is very tobacco and smoke forward, that is also going to have some sweetness, density to it, you will love Tobacolor. It's so immensely strong, I can't describe it. It's so dense. The plum is not super prominent, but it's very well blended together, really amping it up with the honey and smoke in the base. This is ultra strong. I need you to try Tobacolor. 10 out of 10 masterpiece for sure. Gentlemen, did you like this longer form of videos where I take almost a whole fragrance line and give you my rating and opinion about all of them? Leave it a like and comment down below what you think about this video. If you want more videos about fragrances, grooming, style, fashion, skincare, fitness, watches, anything that will make you, gentlemen, the best possible versions of yourselves, then don't forget to subscribe to Men's Improvement YouTube channel. I think you'll love it here. And the last thing I want to ask, gentlemen, is to smile more because it's free and I want you to watch these two videos right here. This here below is going to be my latest upload, whereas this one up here is going to be a video that the YouTube algorithm thinks you will enjoy.